This is something like it, eh, Jen?
It's like a dream.
Well, it's reality, my girl. Genuine, solid silver reality, and it's here for keeps.
You're not really serious about leaving the bungalow? On the business?
Oh, have a bit of gum, Jen. That tuppenny halfpenny business.
You always said it was...
That was before your mother clicked for this lot. Look, down here, that's where the future lies, right here. There's no limit. Once I get on the board of that Dunrich group, I'll make things hum.
I suppose you don't get on it.
Whose side are you on?
I'm only warning you.
Yeah. Morning, Aunt Connie.
Good
morning. Morning, Jennifer. Nothing much for me, dear. Just an egg. And perhaps a piece of bacon.
Ah.
I'll take those, Edna.
I'd like to have a look at these.
Not at the table, dear, if you don't mind. Edna? Tell my brother that breakfast is on the table.
I gave your gentleman a knock 5 minutes ago.
Call him again. Oh, I think I'll have a little kidney too, dear. And perhaps a sausage as well. I expect you two will be thinking of getting back soon.
Well, we haven't made any definite. I mean, we don't know yet.
But you're in a hurry to get back to the baby and that lovely little bungalow.
No, we'll hang on a bit longer until my business is settled.
Business?
Yeah, business.
You're not worrying Jenny's mother, I hope. She's got quite enough to cope with.
No, I'm not worrying her. Are you?
He's not there!
Oh, Edna, how many times have I got... Who's not there?
The old gentleman is not in his room.
Well, I expect he's
He's
in the
not
bathroom.
anywhere in the house. He's gone.
Yes, I see. Yes, please. It's Mayfair 2927. Thank you. Well, he's not gone back to the home. They'll telephone if he does show up.
Why should he go off like that without a word?
Alice, it's gone.
What's gone?
The Dresden figurine. The one that was in the hall. It was there when I went to bed last night.
Oh, what's happened to it?
Isn't it obvious?
Oh, you think Bill took it?
Of course. He's probably sold it and getting drunk on the proceeds by now.
Why should he take a thing like that? I gave him money. I'd have given him more.
He prefers to steal, you know him. He can't keep his hands off other people's property. I'll call the police.
No, don't you dare.
Oh, I've told you before, Alice. You're too easy, too trusting. People take advantage, you see. Oh, you won't forget about Dick, you know.
No, I won't forget.
Shall I take the car and scout round for him?
You wouldn't know where to look.
You worried about him?
Oh, it isn't only him. I don't feel if it's my life's me own any longer.
Come on. It's not like you to let things get you down.
Well, all of a sudden, everybody wants to help me. I feel surrounded. Connie wants to run the house. Young Harold wants to run the business. Connie wants her hubby to have your job.
Well, if it'll help, I wouldn't stand in your way.
What do you mean?
I'll resign, if you like.
You want to leave me?
No, of course not, but I don't like to see you pulled in different directions. Look, if you want me to stand down, if it will help, I will willingly.
Mr. Hunter, I wouldn't hear of it. I couldn't manage without you. No, we'll have to think of some other way. Well, you can't blame them. They are my family. I mean, they're entitled to expect me to do something for them. And I want to do something, but what? How?
I've been giving the matter some consideration. And...
Come on, tell me.
Well...
Oh, Edna, you are a kind girl. That's just what I could do with. All right, dear. You needn't wait. I'll pour.
If you please, Mrs. Thursday, ma'am.
Yes?
Nothing against you, ma'am. But I want to give in my notice.
You want to leave?
Yes, ma'am. I'll see the week out, of course.
But what's happened? Why?
Oh, it's her throwing her weight about and giving everybody orders. You'll have to do something quick, ma'am, otherwise the cook will be gone, too. I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, it never rains, but it pours. Isn't that what they say, Mr. Hunter? Well, now what am I going to do?
Have I your permission to intervene?
You can do anything, just so long as I'll get a bit of peace and quiet.
Thank you. I'll leave you to your tea. And if any of your relatives approach you again, you just refer them to me. Morning.
Morning. Excuse me.
Mrs. Thursday's in the library.
Yeah, I know. I want to talk to her.
I'm afraid she's not to be disturbed.
Well, I'll only keep her a few minutes.
Some other time, perhaps?
Now, look here, Mr. Hunter.
Of course, if it's a matter of business, Mrs. Thursday's asked that you refer it to me.
Well, what I have to say is for her ears alone.
Well, it is business, then.
What?
Good. There's no need to disturb her, then, is there? Let me see. It's 10:30. You know Dunwich House?
Now, look here, Mr. Hunter. I
I'll
don't know
see
what
you in my office there at 12 o'clock.
I don't want to talk at second hand.
You will be prompt, won't you? I've got another appointment at 12:20.
Now, look here, Hunter.
I look forward to seeing you.
Well-
Oh, Mrs. Jarvis, if you know where I might find Mr. Jarvis, I'd rather like a word with him.
What about?
Something I read in the city column. Afghanistan pewter, you know, looks rocky. I'd rather like his opinion.
Oh. Oh, well, the last time I saw him, he was in the sitting room.
Thank you. By the way,
Yes?
I think you were very wise.
Yes?
About Mrs. Thursday, she does look tired, I agree. It was your suggestion she should not be disturbed, I take it?
Yes, of course.
I wish other people were as thoughtful, Mrs. Jarvis.
Oh, hello, Mr. Hunter. Any news of the old boy?
No, not as yet, I'm afraid.
I expect Alice is pretty upset.
Yes, yes, it's been a bad morning all round for her, I'm afraid.
How's that? My wife hasn't been...
No, no.
Connie means well, but she won't push.
Yes.
Funny thing is, she doesn't do it for herself. She's not selfish, you know. She really believes she's helping. She's got a wonderful nature, basically.
I thought that the first moment I saw her. Woman with a wonderful nature, I thought. No, I'm afraid I'm the culprit this morning, Mr. Jarvis.
You?
I've just offered Mrs. Thursday my resignation.
What for?
I'd rather not go into my reasons. Point is, the job's yours, Mr. Jarvis.
Mine? What job?
A personal advisor to Mrs. Thursday, possibly a seat on the board.
No. No,
You're much
listen.
better equipped for it than I am anyway. I mean, with your banking experience and so on. I know Mrs. Jarvis is most anxious...
Oh, she's always anxious. She's been trying to get me out of the bank for the last 20 years. I like it there, Mr. Hunter. It suits me. Quiet, not too much responsibility.
Well, all good things come to an end, you know. I'm sure you won't let Mrs. Thursday down. Goodbye, Dick, if I may call you that.
Yes. Yes.
I'll stay on a few days to show you the ropes, naturally. Thanks, Dick. I'll be eternally grateful. You've lifted a great burden off my shoulders.
No, wait. It's impossible. Wait.
Well, I've got to get on, old chap. One or two things to clear up.
Connie!
Here, what's the matter?
I've just lit the fuse. The explosion should come any minute.
What's going on? I'm nothing, dear. It's all right.
No, just the person I want to see. Now, if you could spare me a few
I
minutes...
was thinking, Mr. Wright, it might be more convenient for us to have our talk here. Save your journey to the office, the library.
Yeah, but I want to have a few words with my mother-in-law, you know.
What's happening about Uncle Bill, Mum?
I don't know, dear.
Do you think he took that piece of china?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time he's done something of the sort, would it? Oh, the blooming old fool. He could have anything for the asking.
I'm glad you could spare me a few moments, old boy.
Now, look here, Mr. Hunter.
Before we get on to your problem, I should be glad of your advice, actually.
Oh, what about?
It's a personal problem, matter of fact. You run a business, I know.
Yeah?
You run it very well, by all accounts.
I haven't done so bad.
Tell me, what do you do when a young chap comes to you for a job?
How do you mean?
Well, a young chap, a friend of a friend, perhaps the son of a friend, comes to you for some sort of administrative or executive job. How do you handle that?
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, he starts at the bottom.
And even if he had some sort of business experience?
He'd still have to start on the shop floor. Ours is a specialized business. He'd have to learn the trade the same way that I did.
And that would be your invariable rule.
Absolutely.
Even if this particular fellow happened to be the son of one of your directors.
If he was me own son.
Thank you. That's right. Now, I understand from Mrs. Thursday that you're interested in joining us. Now, naturally, you wouldn't want to expect to walk into an executive position immediately, but...
Go on.
I can't leave Alice in the lurch, Dick. I can't.
Make up your mind. You can either come back with me or stay here on your own.
What am I going to say to her?
Don't tell me you're lost for words.
Oh, Alice,
Hello, Con, dear.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you, dear.
What, Bill?
No, not Bill, it's Dick. He's got to go back to the bank to work. Oh, I don't want to let you down, Alice.
Oh, I know that's the last thing you'd do, Con.
I don't know how to tell you. I mean, I know how much you were relying on me to stay here and help and everything. But it's Dick. I've never known him so insistent or so firm. He says we've got to go back this afternoon. Oh, I'm ever so sorry, Alice.
So am I, Con. Still, a wife's place is with her husband, isn't it? That's right.
Ah, there you are, Jen. Love, go and pack the bags, will you? We're leaving.
What's the rush?
I've got to get back to the business.
We're going home.
Well, of course, where else? Mum, I've just had a long chat with Mr. Hunter. And he feels that I've got great opportunities for expansion up in the north. He's going to send a man up to have a look over my little business.
Yes, I did suggest Mr. Wright might like to go to the Congo to look after our interests there, but he felt that...
The Congo. Imagine me in the Congo, eh? No, if I get the capital I need for my business, then I'll be laughing, Mr. Hunter, won't I? Come on, Jen.
I'm sorry, Mum. You do understand, don't
Yeah, of course
you?
she does, love. Now, can I move? Don't change.
Well, I suppose I'd better go and pack.
Leaving, Mrs. Jarvis?
Needs must, Mr. Hunter. Needs must.
Mr. Hunter, you're a blinking marvel.
I do my best, Mrs. T.
He's here. He's back. The old gentleman has just come back.
Oh! Bill!
Hello, love.
Where you been? What's happened?
Well, I was on my way back to that home, and I thought I'd better come back and own up and face the music like.
Oh, it's all right.
You did take that piece of china, then?
Well, you see,
Oh, never mind that. Yeah, I never liked it anyway, as long as you're all right.
Yeah, I wouldn't nick nothing from you, love. You know that.
I know.
Yeah, anybody else I might, but not you. Not after the way you stood by me years back. And what you done for me...
Oh, I didn't do anything, Bill.
Yeah, other people, they forget, but I don't, and I wouldn't nick nothing from you, love.
No, forget it, and forget about going back to that home. You're going to stay here along of me, so I can keep an eye on you.
Here, you mean on Fuller Street?
Here? No, I've got to leave Fuller Street. I don't want to, but there it is. Anyway, I'm having most of my bits and pieces brought over here, and I'm going to fix up a couple of rooms so you'd hardly notice no difference.
A very good decision, Mrs. T. I'll get on to Harrods and get him to arrange the move.
No, not Harrods. I want Charlie Huggins in the R Street to have it. He's always done them little odd jobs for me, and I want him to have the business.
Charlie Huggins. As you say, Mrs. T.
Well, come on up, Bill.
I was wondering, Mr. Lee,
Yes.
that piece of china, if you didn't nick it, what happened to it?
Oh, I got it here. Yes, you see, I come home last night and I was a little bit sozzled and I accidentally broke it like that, and that's why I went off. I took all the little bits, see if I could stick them together again, but I couldn't do it.
Oh, never mind. I didn't really like it.
You're a liar, love.
And that makes two of us, doesn't it?
Come on.